What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Totally Inspired with me, your girl Sibo Dube. If you're new to this channel, welcome and thank you for stopping by and having a look at this content. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and give me a huge thumbs up. Do create the time to go back and watch some of my videos. If you are coming back again, thank you so much for being a part of this channel. I just want to give a special shout out to people that have been very supportive. A big shout out to Mpo. She's been watching, she's been commenting, she's been supporting this channel. Mpo, I truly appreciate you. So housekeeping issues out of the way, now let's get into today's topic. And I'm sure you have seen from the topic that today it's going to be a very interesting one. I was just going through social media the one time and I found somebody actually making a comment saying that they lived in a complex, and in that complex there so happens to be a couple who are probably their neighbors. And this lady is single and she stays by herself. And she said that her neighbors are a married couple. And what she says she has observed is that each time she bumps into the husband at the car park or there's an encounter somewhere, there seems to be like some kind of discomfort from the wife's part. You know, she says she has sensed that the wife doesn't seem to be quite happy to see her around her husband, whether intentionally or unintentionally. It would be interesting to hear from the ladies how they relate as single women and married women, say your friends, say your neighbors, say you are colleagues or whatever, but you so happen to meet in a common space. What is the relationship like? And I got comments from 6 ladies, 3 married, 3 unmarried. I just wanted to get an understanding from the perspective of the single women and the perspective of the married women when it comes to issues like that. So I'll be reading the comments that I got, and thank you so much to those that actually contributed and sent their comments. I really appreciate that. So let's get right ahead and hear what the ladies had to say. So I'll start with a lady that is single. And this is what she has to say. She's aged 34. Married women make unmarried women feel like they're incomplete without a companion. The level of respect is also different because we are alone. According to her, she feels society tends not to respect unmarried women. And she says that married women, in fact, themselves actually make unmarried women feel like they are incomplete when they are not married. And when I engaged further with her, she was like, even in social gatherings, single women are viewed as though they are out to look for men or catch the attention of men, be it in the way that you're dressed. She says that it made her feel so conscious because she felt like she should always be the target of people looking or viewing her as somebody that has ulterior motives. So that was her feedback to me when I engaged her further. So that is the first lady who I asked, who is single, what she thought. Now let's hear what the next lady has said. She's also a single lady, and this is what her comment reads. What makes me mad is the question, when are you getting married? Can we find you a man? Really now? You're so beautiful. The only thing that's missing is a man. It is as if you're incomplete. And when it comes to church settings, when you're single, it looks like you lack something or you're not praying enough until you get married. Well, that is the feedback that I got from the second lady that actually sent me her message. And again, I had a conversation with her. Her view is that people, particularly in church settings, are put under immense pressure, unnecessary pressure for them to find a man. It is a time actually when someone is single for them to really focus on developing themselves and focus on doing things that they love, because when marriage comes, when children come after the marriage, then you don't have time to do the things you love. And besides, the other thing that I did say in this discussion with her was that what if marriage is not part of the plan? And what if marriage is not there? Does that mean that there is something wrong with you? Absolutely not. So I think people should really be considerate when it comes to things like that. You don't understand what somebody's vision for their life is, what their goals are, when they necessarily want to get married. Besides, there's no template that people must follow to say by this time you should be married. You have families saying you've got a car, you now have a house, you've got a good job, but where is the man? As if a man is the one that completes a person. I'm sure as I'm speaking, some of you who are single can actually relate to what I'm talking about. Let's hear from the third and final single woman and hear what she has to say. The one thing that irks me a bit is some married women thinking now you can't be giving any advice to married women. I've been friends with my friend for 14 years and she got married in 2013, but nothing has changed since then. She comes to me for advice on some of the things in her marriage, and I advise where I can and refer her to other people who are better informed about things that I feel that I am not qualified to help her with. I still have her best interests at heart because she's my friend and I truly love her, and that didn't change because she got married and I remained single. So according to her, she's been friends with this lady for a long time, and the friend got married. She's still single, but the friendship hasn't changed. Her love for her hasn't changed. Her friend still goes to her when she needs advice, when she needs support relating to her marriage. I don't know what you think about that. She's asking the question here, if I'm single, does that mean I can't be of any help or of any use to my friend who's married? I would be very interested to hear the comment, but that is the comment from the third lady that I spoke to, who is single and feels that single women can actually be good friends to married women and even offer them advice as best as they possibly can. And where they can't, then they can actually say, friend, this one, I can't help. Now let's go ahead and hear from the ladies that are married. Let's hear what their views are. So the first lady that I spoke to had this to say. The one thing that I dislike is when a single woman knows your husband, and when they meet you together with your husband and they don't know you, they greet your husband and never greet you or have a conversation or make the effort to engage with you. Instead, they concentrate on him and ignore you. I also had an experience with one lady who was a colleague to my husband. She just ignored me after he introduced me to her. She just looked at me and then continued with conversations with my husband as if I didn't exist. So here this lady says that when a man is known to another female who is unknown to you as a married woman, she's saying here, females should make the effort to engage and interact with the wife of their friend or their colleague, as it is the polite thing to do. She says that it kind of feels awkward when the lady is more focused on the husband because they're colleagues or they've known each other, and just acts like you don't exist. Make the effort to have a conversation and engage them both. So that's a little advice there coming from a married woman to single women about how to improve relations between single women and married women when it comes to that. The next married woman had this to say. I think that single women have a lot of advice for married people, which is an institution they actually know nothing about. I don't believe single women properly appreciate the sanctification of marriage. So that is like the opposite of what the other single lady said. But here, this married lady is saying, no. Married women cannot get any advice from single women because they don't understand what happens in marriages. They don't have any point of reference and therefore they cannot give advice. So that is actually the complete opposite from what we had from the other single lady who also weighed in on this topic. Wow, this is very interesting because the views are clearly different. And finally, the third lady here says, this is not about us versus them. And I see a sister and not marital status when I engage with other women. I want to engage on an individual basis and not on a marital status basis. Marital status should not be a label, neither should it be a tag when we engage as women. I don't go around thinking of myself as married. Instead, when I'm around other females, I see myself as a sister. The subject of marital status often comes up when we are socializing. Marital status should not be the center of focus for relationships between women. Instead, we need to engage as sisters. Don't see me as a married woman, but as a fellow sister. We love single women as married women. We want them to come close to us. Our marital status should not repel them from us because we are sisters before anything else. That is the comment from the last married woman. She says we should look at one another as individuals and not put the tag of marital status in the way we relate. Very interesting views there, if you ask me. What are your thoughts? How can we engage one another? How can we relate as married women together with single women, or as single women together with married women, in unison, in harmony, without anybody feeling that they're being treated in another way? I remember having a conversation with one single lady the one time where she just said to me, you know what, when you are single, you are made to feel like there's something wrong with you and you are really not comfortable being around people, especially when they are couples. This has been an interesting topic, if you ask me. What are your thoughts? Please do comment down below and give me a huge thumbs up. And thank you for watching. Until next time, keep inspiring.